Well, it is always going to be at Carelli's on Thursday nights from 7 until 8 o'clock for Buff's Prime Time. Carelli's, as we well know, is the best restaurant in Boulder, Colorado. The CU men coming off a loss on Tuesday night. We were in Lawrence, Kansas at Allen Fieldhouse, and the Buffs fell 71-59 in what was really a heck of a college basketball game. Got some great play out of Sebastian Ronchik. Now the Buffs get ready for Central Florida. Or excuse me, UCF. They demand to be called UCF coming to town at 1 o'clock on Saturday. CU women got beat by Utah last night. They're ready for Houston to come in. In fact, we got a day-night doubleheader on Saturday. The men play at 1 o'clock, the women at 6 o'clock against the Houston Cougars. Coming up on the show, this ought to be interesting. We think Tad Boyle is going to be here. He's expected to be here. We're also going to talk to JR Payne. And our player guest is the sophomore out of Senegal, Assad Diop. So we look forward to chatting with him. But just about, 2 minutes ago or so, my engineer looks at me and he says, you want to try your headset? I didn't realize where we were at. And I realized, well, there's no Coach Boyle here. What are we going to do? So I called Tad, got his voicemail. We texted Tad. We texted the sports information director. And nobody's heard from Tad at this point in time. And so I looked over at our guy, JT, who's the manager here at Carelli's. And I said, we've never had you want to talk about Carelli's here for a couple of minutes. Yeah, give
thanks.
JT a round of applause, the way he helps his staff go put together and all the great food here and works for Greg. And how long you been here at Carelli's?
I've been here for 15 years.
Have you really?
Yep.
We've been doing a show here just about 15 years.
Yeah. I think you started the year after, after I started.
Right.
Yep.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
And, I started here in 2010. I think you guys started here in 2011.
And you haven't kicked us out yet?
No, not yet. We love having you here.
Well, that's awesome. Obviously, you come someplace and work for 15 years here. That says something about Greg and the company and this, this restaurant and the Boulder community, doesn't it?
It really does. And, the great thing is everyone we see, we have about a 90% return business.
Sure.
It's all faces I recognize. Yeah. And it's great to see everybody. It's a great neighborhood place. And lots of friends that I've made here over the years.
Some of your friends are waving at you right now,
Yep,
in fact.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, and just Greg Carelli's a tremendous owner.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have a privately owned place to work and to have the community behind us, as always.
Tell us something about Carelli's that maybe the average person doesn't know, about what you do, why you do it, how you do it, the quality, all that kind of stuff.
Well, Carelli's has been here for 31 years.
Has it really? 31 years?
Yep. So, I misspoke. 34 years.
34 years.
Yep.
Right.
And Greg's father, Gene Carelli, had a place that he started in Chicago. He moved to Arapahoe and Folsom, right near the McGuckins location for the old school Boulderites. It was right where the movie theater used to be, the Village 4.
Yeah.
And then Greg was always working with his father. His father decided to retire, and he got this spot and started here and has been here since '97. The place has evolved. It started out as a checkerboard, red checkerboard tablecloth type place, pizza and just a few pastas, and he's turned it into, he's tripled the size of it and gave it a real elegant feel to it.
What's the best thing? When somebody comes in, what are you recommending to them here at Carelli's?
Oh, geez. There's so many things.
Yeah.
On the pasta section, love the penne pizzola mozzarella. It's all fresh mozzarella. Basil, garlic, lighter tomato sauce. One of my favorites, salmon margarita, is always really good. That's a fan favorite. Have a dish called Scoozy.
That's what Tad Boyle always gets too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Absolutely.
If he were here right now, he'd be ordering that.
He would.
I guarantee.
He would have me give him a Diet Coke and have him bring it to him at the 7:30 hour. So.
Outstanding. It's a wonderful restaurant, and you guys have done a lot of work with kind of the atmosphere and.
Absolutely.
It's really got a Boulder feel to it, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like I said, old-time Boulderites always remember it and keep coming back, and we always appreciate it.
Yeah. Where are you from, by the way?
I'm from Michigan.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, just south of Detroit.
Wow. Tough crowd here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So I am.
But you've been here a long time. You were at Dolan's for a long time.
I was at
think.
Dolan's for a long time. I started bussing tables my second day on campus, so I'm a CU alum as well. So, and yep. But I'll never. I always have all the Detroit sports teams in my heart too.
Love it.
So yeah, definitely.
Well, certainly a great place to come. Okay, now that
Yeah.
we got through the restaurant, tell us what you think about the Buffs' defense right now against Kansas the other night.
Well, can I say I was very pleased with how the Buffs did because I had them plus 17.5. So
Oh, we're going to get the betting lines.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And the NIL thing's a mess, too, isn't it?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
Just, yeah, right done with that.
oh, absolutely.
Well,
I agree.
hey, thank you for really
Oh,
being our
absolutely.
host now for 15 years.
Oh, my pleasure,
man,
Mark.
You've done a
Yeah.
great job, and it's always a pleasure to come
And
out
it's
here.
and it's great getting to know you over the years,
Yep.
and Shannon, and everybody here that comes. And
There
we
you
appreciate
go.
it.
All right. Let's hear it for JT. All right. They do a great job. Well, we'll see what's going on with Ted and whoever else wants to show up here. We may end up talking to Shannon for all I know. But it's no, he says no, not a chance. It's a Buff Primetime. The Buffs coming off the game with Kansas. The other night, as I said, played very, very well. And still looking for win number one, obviously, after that last. But really, you think about the last two ball games with Houston and Kansas, both heavily favored teams. And the Buffs played Houston to a 10-point game, and of course, lost to Kansas the other night when it was by 12 when it was all said and done. And I got Central Florida coming in on Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock. We'll go ahead and take a break and see if we can figure out where Tad is and give him one segment by the time it's all said and done. Hassan Jope's going to come by, and also JR Payne as well. The women getting ready for Houston on Saturday night at 6 o'clock. So let's go ahead and take a break here at Carelli's. Back in a moment. This is Colorado basketball from Learfield. Well, we're back once again on Bus Prime Time here from Carelli's, and our program is brought to us by Modelo. A reward for those with a fighting spirit, Modelo, brewed for full-time bus fans. Voice of the bus, Mark Johnson here. This would be segment number 2, in which we talk with Tad Boyle. We've called all over town. We've got the police out looking for him. We think he might have fallen asleep at home.
It can happen this time of year.
Oh, yes, there's no doubt about it. And that's JR Payne right there. And so we talked with JT the first segment.
Okay,
He was kind of to jump on with us. So
nice.
it was good. Like I said, Carelli's has been such a great partner for us all these years.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was either somebody show up early, or Shannon Scott, our engineer, or Derek Swanson from Buff Vision. That's what we were down to. Steve was volunteering, but I told him not a chance was he getting on the air tonight.
Nice,
So
nice.
one of our
Well, you got
fans
me
here
and you
tonight.
got Jackson, my 9-year-old,
Right.
so we can
Jackson's getting old. Look at him. My goodness, he's growing up.
I know. Happens
Man,
fast.
Man. Tough one last night at Utah?
It was a tough one. Yeah, I actually.
You were shorthanded. Let's
Oh
mention
yeah,
that,
very shorthanded. Yeah, but no excuse. I think a lot of people are banged up this time of year. But
Right.
I really don't know in 25 years if we've ever taken the floor without our leading scorer, leading rebounder,
Right.
leading assist getter, leading steals, and yeah.
Let's see,
but
Frida was out, Sarah Rose Smith, and
Kendall.
And Kendall was out.
Yep.
Yeah. Your
And-
top defender, actually.
yeah. And so, but I was actually really proud of how we battled, with the exception of the first, I don't know, 6 minutes of the game. We actually were pretty even, but
Right.
those 6 minutes were rough.
Right, right.
But yeah, we competed, we battled, we got stops. You know, they're always the top 2 maybe offensive team in the country, and you know, we held them below their average and did a pretty good job.
We knew that Frida was going to be out. How far in advance did you know the other 2 were going to be out?
Just a few days. Kendall got a concussion in the game 3 days earlier. And so we didn't know about that one until maybe a day before the game. But it just is what it is this time of year. People are injured.
And I know we talk all the time about kind of the next woman up type of mentality. We hear that all the time. Next man up, next woman up.
Yep.
But it really does put stress on a team when you go through something like that.
Yeah. It's easy to say, oh,
Yeah,
just everybody buckle up and, you know, we got this, do it a little bit more. And we did. I mean, everybody just got to give a little bit more and things like that. And that's the reality. That's life. That's this. I always say basketball is just a metaphor for life, you know, so we're learning some lessons. But thank you. But yeah, I mean, again, truly, you just, the games, they're going to throw the ball up at 7 p.m. no matter what. So make sure you're as ready as you can be.
So where the slow start, execution issues, what was going on?
Transition defense. I mean, these guys score like crazy. There's 2 players in America that shoot over 50% from the floor, 40% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line. And both of those players play for Utah.
Wow.
And so it's hard because they shoot the ball so well. You know, so transition defense, we want to make sure we're matched up on the perimeter, but then here comes their 6'3" center, you know, running to the rim wide open. And so it was transition defense early, gave up a lot of offensive rebounds early, and once we dug a hole, we really did battle. We just were down by a lot, and it was hard.
Who played well for you?
Tabitha Betson was awesome. Yep, our freshman from Australia, who missed, you know, several weeks in the middle of the season with a concussion, has been phenomenal since she got back. This was her best game. I don't know her exact line, 15 and 8 and 4 and 2 or something. So she played really well, hit some big shots, very consistent. You know, we even had to put her on the wing. She's like a center or power forward. And, you know, we were so shorthanded at the end of the game. I said, Tabby, you're the 3. And she was like, sure, why not?
Yeah.
So,
you know, one thing, you and I've talked about this before, though. You've really tried to identify players that are versatile. So you can mix and match a little bit.
Yeah, and it's great. You know, players like to be versatile. Nobody wants to be put in a box and say you're just allowed to do, you know, 1 or 2 things. And so I think players like versatility in the system that we run. You kind of need to be versatile. You got to be able to pass and shoot and, you know, do some different things. So a player like Tabitha is going to be really, really good. She's just young still. So,
you know, on the men's side, you get guys, nobody wants to be considered a center anymore, right? You find the same thing on the women's side, that nobody wants to be thought of as that low post type player?
Yeah, I don't know. We don't have one. You know, there's been some games this year, you know, when we went to Iowa State and played Audie Crooks, who's, you know, one of the best centers, true center, you know, one of the best centers in the country. We wished we had a center, you know, but I agree. I think people want to be versatile, and I've always felt like the post players want to shoot threes and be a guard, and the guards want to get down there and bang and be post players. So I'm not sure what's up with that.
Is there, I think it's a stereotype we talk about, and we kind of throw it out there as if it's just factual. Have we lost the mid-range game in basketball?
It kind of depends. I mean, you don't see it as much. I think, well, Utah actually is a perfect example. And so they have, like I said, they're top 2 in the country in the last 5 years in every offensive category, threes, percentages, numbers, all of it. And they don't allow their players to shoot a pull-up jumper. It's fascinating. Yeah, they talk about it.
Really?
They bring a bullhorn to practice in the beginning of the year. And if someone shoots a mid-range shot, they bullhorn them.
Why would that be? Why do you want to stay away from that
I don't know.
shot?
I guess it's all analytics,
Really?
and they've been very successful, and I don't understand it, and I certainly wouldn't, contradict somebody else and what they're doing. But it's a really interesting thing that they don't do it. I actually like it because I think if you're going against big post player that's going to shadow the ball and stay low, then we would love an elbow jump shot.
How much do you as your staff, do you use analytics?
Yeah, some, not as much as some others. But I think there's a lot to it. Matt Hauer on our staff, I always say he's one of the smartest people I've ever known. And he's young enough that he can really dig into some of that stuff. And so there's been games where there's some statistical anomalies that we will use, analytically. And so, for example, last year when we played Utah at home, they were number 1 in every single offensive category coming into the game. But interestingly, I don't know, it was a certain percentage of their shots came from an assist.
Okay.
Like nobody scored off the bounce or, really.
Right.
And so, so we sort of made a determination that we were going to find a way to limit the assists. Like we were going to force them to play us one-on-one. And we beat them that game. I was one of their first losses of the year. And so there are times that, statistically it makes sense to do something different because of it.
There are things, I think, from a team standpoint that make sense analytically speaking.
Yeah.
There are others that come down to a coach's gut feeling.
Sure. Yeah.
You rely upon that?
Yeah, I mean, I think we try to combine both, as best we can, and some of it is more personality, like who has the makeup to, be successful in a certain matchup, or where is our chemistry, or where is our head, after a bunch of good wins or a couple of losses, or and trying to figure out sort of where are we emotionally as we head into games.
Are you apt during a game to kind of ride the hot hand?
Oh, sure.
Is that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we've been fortunate to have some hot hands.
Sure.
And so we always have. I don't know. I have in my coaching book. I have a game sheet every game, and there's a gazillion quick hits and different things that you can run, and a lot of it is kind of color coded. For certain people, like Kendall likes to do this, and Frida likes to do that, and Lior can do this, and so if somebody gets hot, it's like, okay, go to the red ones. That's Lior, or the green ones. That's Frida, or the blue ones. That's Kendall.
Right.
So we can try to keep feeding the hot hand.
You mentioned Frida. When are we to see her back? I mean,
I don't know. She's
still open-ended?
trying. Yeah, we don't know yet. Hopefully sooner than later. But I feel for her because she's truly poured her heart and soul into the program, and now she's just sidelined, and it's not her fault. But we want her to play healthy, and we want her to be safe, and when she's able to come back at the first moment, she will be.
Talk about some of your younger players, maybe some that aren't playing as much, and kind of what you're seeing from them and how you're trying to bring them along.
Yeah, I mean, 3 of the freshmen. Well, at the end of the game last night, last 5 or 6 minutes of the game, we had 4 freshmen and a senior on the court, and I thought they did really well. So Tabitha Betson, as we talked about, is good and is going to be good. Grace Oliver has played a lot this year as a freshman. Power forward, can shoot the ball, really skilled, like can pass, can shoot. Just has there's players that just have a nose for the ball. Like, it's uncanny. Within 2 minutes of coming in the game, she has an offensive rebound putback. Almost every game.
Right.
It's crazy. And she's only 6'1". She's not a big, burly kid.
That's what you call a nose for the ball, right?
Exactly, exactly. So Grace Oliver's been good, and I know she's going to be good. Erin, our player from England, got in last night for extended minutes that she hasn't been able to or hasn't had the opportunity to play a lot this year. But she did really well. She's the ultimate workhorse. Like, will dive on the floor, will switch on. She's 5'10", switch onto the 6'4" kid and bully him off the block. And she's one that I think in time, with just more experience, is also going to be able to really contribute.
Well, as the season goes on, if you get new players in and they're not getting the minutes that they're accustomed to, everyone at this level comes. They were stars wherever they came from.
Yeah.
How much do you attend to them? How much are you concerned about that? How much maybe your staff is attending to them? How does that work?
I mean, we really try to spend as much time with them as we can. You know, Aaron, the freshman from England, came in and just sort of hung out in the office for 15, 20 minutes today. And just, you know, we can talk basketball, but we also just want to talk about school and the family and, you know, how are you doing? Remind them that this is a normal process.
Right.
You know, it is normal to come and not have instant success right away and not to play 30 minutes a night.
I still believe in you, and you're going to be a great player and all those kind of things.
Absolutely. To start talking about off-season development and things like that. So, you know, it's hard being a freshman. It's even harder being a freshman 5,000 miles from home.
Right.
So we try to pour into them as much.
The transfer portal, I've talked with a few different coaches about this, is what we're seeing with so many veteran players changing teams. Is that affecting how many high school kids are getting an opportunity? Is it affecting how many opportunities are out there for them?
Yeah, I think it will change after this year because this is the end of the COVID kids, we call them. You know, the ones that are now playing in their 5th year of college basketball. Although that will change, I guess, for some that started their careers at a junior college because they're getting an extra year now. You know, but I think that will change as far as opportunities. Minutes, I think it does impact, you know, because if we bring in a 5th-year senior that has a lot of experience, has played a lot, no matter how good your freshman is, the more experienced player is just typically going to be more game ready. You know, so it just takes a staff that wants to develop, wants to pour into young players, is willing to play. We always say we'll play whoever can help us win. Those are the ones that are going to play. If that's 5 freshmen or 5 seniors, whatever that looks like, you know, we're going to put those kids on the floor.
I saw something the other day that had to do on the men's side. They were talking about Auburn might be the best team in America on the men's side. And they were this piece I read. They were discussing kind of the transfer portal, what it's done. The average age of the roster for Auburn is 23 years 7 months.
Wow.
They had 3 25-year-old players.
Wow.
And the comparison was made. To put in context, Oklahoma City's got the best record in the NBA. Their average age was 24 years 1 month. So essentially the same thing. Wow. And I was thinking, and this guy's point in writing this piece was, do you know the difference between an 18-year-old and a 24, 25-year-old?
Yeah.
This is altering college basketball here, Coach.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And the difference is in those ages in every single possible way.
Yes.
You know, physical maturity, mental, emotional maturity, just experience, all of it that's mind-blowing. So if we could get a bunch of really good freshmen and get them to commit, you know, play and stay and grow.
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, I think that, to me, that's a coach's dream.
Right. but from your standpoint or Tad's standpoint or anybody else, so because of the way this is going on, you're recruiting high school, you're looking at the portal, and as we've talked to the football side, you're also re-recruiting your roster every single year, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's changed a lot, in that way. So we've been really fortunate. This year's freshman class is just a really great group of young women. We have 4 freshmen this year. All 4 of them had lived away from home before they came to college. And so
that adds maturation for them.
Adds just some of the discomfort of being away from home for the first time, new food, new bed, new whatever. And so that has been really good. So this year's freshmen, we're a very mature group, you know, and I'm hoping, you know, they're going to stay, and that's the plan. And then next year's freshmen, while they haven't all lived away from home, I think are also a really mature group. So
awesome. All right, Houston coming up this weekend.
Houston.
What can you tell us about the Cougars?
Well, they've been really shorthanded as well. So they've been playing 6, 7 people the last couple of weeks. It's my understanding that they're going to get a couple kids back by Saturday. This was their bye week. And so while we've been traveling to Utah and stuff, they've been sort of just resting and kind of getting ready for us. But really athletic team. You know, they love to play in transition. It's definitely a different style, you know, than us, and that we're really system-oriented. And they are just wildly athletic and can basically take you off the bounce whenever they like. And it'll be a different matchup.
Well, big game this weekend, and boy, the stretch run is here already. Can you believe it?
I know, it's flown by for sure.
I mean, we're in the middle of February already.
I know. Valentine's Day tomorrow.
What would you do for tea?
No, it's still in the works.
Oh,
I
is
still
it really?
got a few more hours to figure something out.
He's probably not listening, so you can spill the beans. Is it good?
Well, I don't know yet. Man, that's pressure. I gotta think on my feet.
No, you just bring him here to Carelli's.
Yeah, there
That's
you
what
go.
need to
That's
do.
easy.
JT will take care of you. Don't worry about it. All right. Hey, good luck on Saturday night.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for jumping in here early.
Of course.
Let's hear for JR Payne. They play at 6 o'clock on Saturday night. Again, it's a day-night doubleheader. The men are in action at 1 o'clock. The women at 6 o'clock on Saturday. So you got yourself a full full day of basketball on Saturday for the Buffaloes. We're going to go and take a timeout. Hassan Jope is here. We'll get our player guest to move on in and have a conversation with him as we continue here. Carelli says Buffs Primetime, and this is Colorado basketball from their field. Jope, that was our buddy Jerry Schimmel when Scott and I were doing television on the broadcast on that one. Buffaloes coming off the loss on Tuesday night in Lawrence, Kansas at Allen Fieldhouse. The aforementioned Hassan Jope joining us. We have put an APB out for Coach Boyle. You think he's all right?
I think he will be.
You think he's going to be okay?
Yeah, I think
he was
so.
at practice today, right?
Yeah.
You did see him.
Yeah, he did.
Well, Coach Payne mentioned that she saw him in the hallway and mentioned the radio show. So I'm got money on the fact that he fell asleep at home. I don't think Ann's at home.
He got this. He got this.
And I think they were. I think they went and watched Pete play last night, and he got home. I swear, probably didn't sleep a whole lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Was he crabby at practice today?
Nah,
He was pretty good.
He's as usual. Yeah.
Well, how you doing?
I'm doing really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This season, I know it hasn't been easy.
Mm-hmm.
But how are you feeling about things?
I think there's a lot of feelings going on with how much we lost on the conference plays and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think we're still holding together. Like, we still have a team. We still have, like, everybody loved everybody.
Yeah.
There is no problem on the team so far. I think the loss is not, like, defining us.
Yeah. How has year number 2 been for you? I mean, your freshman year, you're kind of wide-eyed and everything's brand new. How about year number 2? You feeling more comfortable?
Yeah, is a lot different. I feel more confident for sure, and I think it's a different year, different players that I'm playing with. But yeah, it been a good year so far. Other than the losses for sure.
Having guys like Tristan DeSilva on the team a year ago,
Right.
NBA guy, KJ Simpson, NBA
Right.
guy. What did you learn from watching those guys or being around those guys last year?
I think just seeing them work every day, just being on the gym, almost every time you go to the gym, you see them.
Yeah.
I think that was something that everybody that was here last year learned. Yeah, I think just how they approach the game. That's what I see.
All right.
Yep.
Give us your background. Let everyone know you're from Senegal originally.
Yes.
Okay. When did you come to the States here?
I came here when I was 15.
15.
Yes.
All right. And where were you then?
It was 2020.
2020.
Yeah, that's. I came here January 2020.
Okay. Where were you living when you first got here? Where'd you?
I was living in Denver with Greg and Denise.
Okay, right.
Which is my whole family
Okay.
still.
So you came right over here to Colorado.
Yes.
Right away.
Yep.
And kind of give us your background about your family back in Senegal. How big a group is it? You got a lot of brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I have I have a big family.
Yeah.
I have a sister. I mean, I have two, actually three, but one of them is not my mom's.
Okay.
So yeah, I got three.
So three sisters.
Yes, and I got 5 brothers.
And 5 brothers.
Yes.
So there's 9 of you total.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you fall in line?
I'm a second oldest.
You're second oldest.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a big family.
Yeah, it is a big family.
Man. Everybody's tall like you are?
I mean, when I went back home, I was surprised that the one after me is almost that tall as me.
Okay.
My dad is tall. My mom is like normal. I mean,
Right.
and I would say everybody's tall.
Okay.
My little sisters, yeah, they getting there for sure.
What town in Senegal?
What is?
What's your hometown? With the
Oh,
town?
I live in Dakar,
Okay.
Rufisque.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Is that a big community? Small community?
it is. Like just saying Senegal is not as big,
Okay.
but like I feel like Dakar is a big city because everybody live there because it's the capital.
Gotcha.
So I feel like it's a big city for sure.
All right. Tell us about. I know nothing about Senegal. Tell me about Senegal. What do we need to know?
Senegal is a very humid place. I will compare Senegal to Florida here.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit of California,
All
but not like just the beach and stuff. I live close.
So always warm, no snow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I never see snow until I get here.
Okay.
My first time seeing snow was in Chicago when I landed.
Yeah.
And I did not know it was gonna snow when
Yeah.
I land, and I did not have enough clothes to just hold it. So
And you thought, what in the world have I done?
yeah,
Yeah.
and there was a lot.
Okay.
My time coming here was a lot of stuff. I did not know snow.
Yeah.
I did not know you have to get to the shuttle to go to the other airplane. So
To the next plane.
yes.
Yeah.
So I was like, why would I go to a shuttle? I should be going to an airplane to go to Denver. So I was kind of confused.
So you're 15 and you're by yourself.
by
doing
myself, and it was rough for me for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't understand no English.
Right.
I can tell what you're saying, but I'm not gonna reply. I'm just gonna like show my phone and tell you
that. Yeah.
like
Son, that makes you grow up rather quickly.
definitely.
Right?
Yeah. Being in the US definitely like changed my life.
Yeah.
How I think about stuff, how I see about like a
Okay.
lot of stuff. Yeah.
So how did this happen? How did you get connected with your host family here, and how did that all work out?
I played basketball like maybe 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to school and all that stuff, but we have this tournament back home that we do after school, like when school ended on the summer.
Yeah.
And I end up like being on the tournament, and somebody see me there. After that, like he talked to my dad and all that stuff. Actually, he was a friend of my dad,
Okay.
and he talked to him and all that stuff. He had another friend that know Greg, that put me with Greg, and Greg tell them like we can get him a scholarship coming here. I was
Right.
like, okay, that's that easy,
Right.
because for me, I wanted to go to Spain. I wanted to go somewhere like that.
Yeah,
You feel me?
yeah.
And I mean, obviously, like come here to go to the NBA or something.
Sure.
But I didn't know it was that easy, because that's rare that you see somebody like travel. I might know like 3 people at that time that travel.
Okay.
So it was hard to just like travel, and I get to have that change.
Now is basketball big? In like most parts of the world, you think, okay, soccer's probably big in
Right.
Senegal. My guess would be,
Definitely,
right? Okay, where
definitely.
football is going
Yes,
around the world.
yeah.
Is basketball big in Senegal?
It's not small, but it's not as big as soccer.
Sure.
You grow up playing soccer, and you do wrestling, which is different than this wrestling that they do here.
Right.
That's the two main thing that you do for sure. And then basketball was not my choice at all.
Really?
Like,
What was?
is-
Soccer?
yeah, definitely soccer. I
Really?
thought I would be pro, but
yeah.
just kids thinking kids stuff.
Right.
But being honest, I really thought like I would dream like, oh, I wish I'd go to Barcelona and play soccer, or go to Real Madrid play soccer, stuff like
Right,
that. But
right.
it's just kid just dreaming on stuff.
Tell me about your dad.
My dad.
Yeah.
My dad do designing for clothes.
Like a fashion designer?
Yeah,
Really?
like yeah. I actually have one clothes that I want to wear, but since we've been losing, so I've been like, I've been like,
You don't wanna get too flashy,
Yeah,
right?
I've been like, nah, I don't have that time right now. We need a dub for sure. But
Okay.
yeah, my dad do fashion stuff. My mom is a house wife.
Yeah.
My brothers and all that stuff. Yeah.
All right. How about the food in Senegal? What's the culture like?
I take my Senegalese food as chipotle here. I actually eat chipotle almost every day.
Okay, is
Like,
that right?
that's rare
Right.
that I take one day off of chipotle.
Oh, you do. Okay.
Yeah, it's bad, but I love chipotle. I mean, people think it's bad, but I feel
No,
like
I think it's good. It's, you know,
I feel like it's home. Like it look like
Okay.
home food.
so a little meat, a little rice,
Yes,
vegetables.
Yes,
Okay, so
I mean it's not like that, but
Yeah.
like we have like rice. On top of the rice, we put like chicken, or we might put fish or stuff like that.
okay.
But it's a lot similar to chipotle. But
Okay.
that's the same feeling I'm feeling, and I used to eat that every day.
Yeah.
So
All right.
for me, it's just normal to eat chipotle every day.
You know what? You're growing just fine. I think you're
Right.
going to be just fine
Right.
eating Chipotle all
Right.
the time. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No doubt. We got to get him an NIL deal from Chipotle.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Oh, look who's calling my phone right now. Look at
Coach
this,
Boyle.
huh? Guess who woke up from their nap all of a sudden? There's Coach Boyle calling.
That's funny.
Right now. We should have picked it up and talked him on the air, shouldn't we? That's what we should
That's
have done.
funny.
Yeah. Okay, who do you live with, by the way, on the team?
I live with Grady, and I live with Nick and Courtney.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Good roommates?
Yeah, really good roommates,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
All right. You do a wonderful job, being that you came here at 15 and you couldn't speak English.
Right.
When did you become fluent?
I might start talking with people, like replying to people when I have like 3 months here. I start like anything that you're gonna say, I can reply to you.
Yeah.
But maybe not as you want to. I mean, I still like have a lot to work with. But
Sure.
still, yeah. At 3 months, I start like picking up a lot.
The guy that engineers for us, he can barely speak this language. I
Yeah.
mean, you're doing a phenomenal job. I mean, really. Fantastic. I mean, he still grunts at me during broadcast.
I
so-
mean, it was. I feel like my growth being because my school Bellevue Kitchen was not doing online on COVID because like maybe like 2 months after I came here, like
That's when
COVID
everything
started
hit,
getting
yeah,
crazy,
Yeah,
and my school was not doing online, so I had to go to school.
you did. Okay.
And in the house that I was staying, I had Bay, I had Mamadou, and Ali was thinking Wolof with me.
Okay.
So it wasn't helping me.
Yeah.
But the day I will be in school that everybody speak English, so I have to.
You
like,
had
just-
to all the time.
Yeah, I have to speak English.
I've heard some people when they come over, they learn by watching a TV show. Or did you do anything like that? or-
I don't think. I mean, for me, I don't think that's what worked for me. I think what worked for me is going to people and just trying to socialize and just talk to
Yeah.
them. And I think that's way helpful than just watching movies or listening to music.
Yeah.
I mean, they say it worked,
Sure.
but I didn't think it worked for me.
Yeah. When's the last time you were home?
I went home this year.
Oh, you did?
I went this summer. That was the first time I went for 4 years.
Right.
And yeah, it was really fun.
When you got home, who cried more, you or your mom?
Nah, it was no crying stuff. I was just exciting to see my grandma for sure,
Sure.
and just seeing my family for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to go and take a break. I want to come back and talk about the game of basketball
Sound good.
and what you're learning and how you're evolving and those kind of things. And what the coaching staff, who isn't here tonight, by the way, is teaching you. We're going to go and take a break. It's Buffs Prime Time. We're here at Carelli's. We're going to more with Assad Jope coming up after the break. This is Colorado Basketball from Learfield. Back once again on Buffs Prime Time. We're here at Carelli's of Boulder out here Thursday nights from 7 until 8 o'clock. Our program brought to us by Molson Coors. Coors Light, choose chill, proud partner of Colorado Athletics. Rumor has it a certain coach set his nap alarm for 6 a.m. That's the rumor anyway. I'm not going to tell you who it was. I'm just telling you that's the rumor. We got just a few more minutes left here with Hassan Joe. Shannon just checked out. Yeah, your hometown, the capital, Dakar, Senegal, about 1 million less than Denver, Boulder. So
Right.
very large community that you
it
got over there for your family.
Yeah.
Basketball-wise, well, how do you think you become a better player in this year's sophomore year?
I think I definitely play more minutes, so it play out for like what I do on the court. I think I'm more engaged on like defense and trying to rebound and all that stuff. On offense, I think I'm doing a pretty good job, like trying to like get my guys and the team just open, and whenever I get the chance, just score.
You're what? Are you 6'8", 6'9"?
Yeah.
Okay, you're right in that range. Getting in there as a young player and wrestling, like the other night, Hunter Dickinson is 7'2", 260
Right.
pounds. You get in there battling some of the monsters you face out there. How do you approach that when you're giving up some size like that?
I don't think it really, like for me, it really doesn't matter how big the guy is. I have a high model that like I feel like you're gonna get tired at some point
Sure.
playing with me.
You play with great energy when
Yes.
you play, yeah.
Like I feel like how big you are, it might matter on the first minute, but as the game go, that's you getting tired for sure.
Offensively, I know for all young post players, my partner in radio, Scott Wilkie, was a big man when he played. He talks about how that develops over the course of time. Are you developing, you figure, post moves and things you want to do on the block when you get the ball?
Yeah, I mean, most of the time it's just come naturally. It's not like I'm trying to do this move for sure. Nah, it's just like if that open, I do it. But if that's not open, I'll let it go.
Okay, all right. But have you worked much with Danny Manning?
Yes.
Have you?
Yes.
I mean, you know about his history, who he is, right? I mean, one of the greatest college players of all time.
Sure.
Having a guy like that coach you has got to be wonderful, I would think.
Yeah, definitely. I have Coach Manny like recruited me in high school and all that stuff. So being being with him, he like changed a lot.
Oh, he recruited you when you were in high school?
Yes, he was in Maryland.
At Maryland time,
Yes. Yeah. So I feel like is a good thing that he's here right now working with us.
You can learn an immense amount of basketball from a guy like that, I would think.
Definitely.
What do you like about Tad Boyle playing for him?
I think just him just trying to make you get better. He's not looking for like a result like immediately right you come. He's like his passion with everybody. I feel like that's something that I really love about it. And he's telling you what you need to do and all that stuff.
You guys have got a great opportunity coming up on Saturday.
Right.
Right? I mean, and I know it's been tough. And here we're sitting at 0-13. This group is still together. You feel good about this game coming up on Saturday?
I feel like that's the most thing I love about this team so far, that with all the adversity that we went through this conference play, we're still together. I love that. And I feel like this is the game that for sure we should win. I mean, it's been so much game that we should win for sure. But this game, we feel really good about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hasn't he done a great job doing 2 segments with us tonight? Let's hear it from his. You can come back anytime, all right? In fact, we're going to tell Tad not to come back next week. I want you to come and fill in for him.
Thank you.
All right, let's hear it for Hassan Joe, sophomore for the Buffaloes out of Senegal. The Buffs at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. They've got UCF. Scott are going to hit there at 12:30. And then Corey and Carol going to take over at 5:30. The women play at 6 o'clock as they'll take on Houston. Thanks for joining us here in Buffs Primetime. This is Colorado Basketball from Learfield.